solstice. It's the rebirth of the sun. When Constantine wanted to make Jesus an acceptable God, he said this is his birthday. I always say that the reason we lie on April Fool's Day is because it's 9 months before Christmas. But actually, why do we lie on April Fool's Day? When's April? Spring. It's the New Year's spring. Okay, so we do things we don't normally do, and we lie, and it's carnival time. It's all over the world. I mean, these customs are all over the world. In some cases, there is mutual influence, and in other cases, it's just
coincidence.
It's coincidence. It's human nature, because nobody tells present-day Israelis to dress up as sluts and women, right? It's not written anywhere. It's not a custom.
No, but they do it anyway.
But they do it anyway.
They do it all year long now.
In Hanukkah, the story of light holiday was actually imposed on the holiday about 200 years later. The story of Nesbach Hashemen, right? The little pot of oil, was not mentioned until 200 years after. But we needed something with light, because the winter solstice holidays are always holidays of light. There's a regel, or an important holiday every beginning of a season, every quarter. I was wondering what danger there is in the summer, because Shavuot is not that dangerous. We are being judged on Shavuot. It is a day of judgment for what? Shavuot is a judgment day for summer fruit. But this year, because I was looking for these things, I found out that on the ultra-Orthodox side, they were warning that on the 22nd of Tammuz, or the 21st of Tammuz, between 2:30 and 3:30.
Okay. That's what of mine.
Right. You shouldn't drink water. It's dangerous to drink water at this hour on the 22nd of Tammuz. Why? Okay, because the angels guarding the water change shifts.
Didn't you say Shavuot was the holiday for the summer?
Shavuot is the Judgment Day. It's all around the 40 days around the solstice.
I'm saying, but the danger there is Shavuot is Matan Torah, which was the danger to the children of Israel, because if they got too close to the holiday, they would die. All right, so there was a threat right there in the Torah for anybody who didn't do exactly what they were supposed to do before Matan Torah.
Right. So there's another danger.
Right.
You're helping me write my book.
Okay.
Now there are other New Year holidays or equinox holidays. You said you can't celebrate the same holiday twice a year, but actually the Sumerians did have a holiday that they celebrated twice a year. It was called Akitu, the holiday of barley, because they celebrated it both in Tishrei, in the autumn equinox, because that's when you plant it, when you saw it, and in Adar, because this is when you start.
Look what happened to them.
What?
Look what happened to them.
Right. We're still here. The other holiday, Sakeh, which I talked about, it's a winter holiday. It's a winter solstice holiday. I said that the king goes out to the street. There were also carnivals, people dressing up, people drinking wine. Same story. Actually, the name Sakeh comes from Aramaic, from Akkadian, but the myth about the name Sakeh is the myth told by the Greeks is that the Sakas were a very wild tribe. They were killing people and taking booty and everything, and the Persians wanted to kill them. So on this day, they made a big feast, and they invited the Sakas, and then when they were drunk, they killed them. And so we have a great big massacre, we have a false etymology explanation for the name of the holiday, and we have we have a holiday, then they built some temple on it. But actually the word Sakeh in Akkadian, Akkadian is a Semitic language. It comes from the same root as schach. What does schach do? It covers, right. Sakeh are actually people who are, whose ears are covered, either deaf or people whose mind is covered. Stumim in Hebrew, or dense in American, means stupid. Do we have a similar holiday? Maybe a spring holiday with the name of stupid, which we mentioned before, April Fool's Day. So this was actually the holiday of the fools. Saturnalia. Saturnalia in Europe. What do they do? Orgies, costumes, wine.
For which New Year?
What?
For which New Year? You've given us 4 New Years. Which
No,
one
it's
do you-
December.
It's the December New Year.
Ah,
The December New Year. So actually this myth of, we see that there's one myth of the dying god or the dying king, which we have to adapt it to different religions. The Christians have it, right? Their god dies and is resurrected. The Akkadians had it, the Sumerians had it. We have it how many times a year? We counted.
Rosh Hashana.
Rosh Hashana. There's no outside power who's trying to kill us. It's only God who judges us. But we are putting ourselves in danger and we have to fast. And we have Hanukkah, Pesach, and Purim. A few months ago, when it was the Persian New Year, I heard a lecture about the Mimuna. It was a lecture by Esther Shkalim. She claims that the Mimuna is influenced by the Persian New Year. Although this is Morocco, this is Iran, because it has very similar customs. For example, they have sprouts, green sprouts on the table. Why do they have green sprouts on the table?
spring.
Because it's spring, and spring is about fertility. They have fish on the table. Why? Fish is prosperity. We also have gefilte fish in Pesach. We have fish on the table in Rosh Hashana.
It's a resurrection.
What?
Fish is also resurrection because of Jonah. 3 days.
Oh.
Christ.
Okay, fish is also resurrection. In Feng Shui, fish is abundance. What? Fertility.
The goyim says it's
What?
for the goyim, but not for Jews.
I don't know. Fish have a lot of progeny. They don't even know their kids. They have so many.
Yeah, that's.
And they have a lot of sweets on the table. That's what we know from the Mimuna, right? The sweets. So the sweet, do we have sweets in Purim?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have sweets in Hanukkah?
Yeah.
Do we eat apple with honey? New Year's. So they have sweets on the table, both in Nowruz and the Mimuna. But what I liked best about the Mimuna, 2 things. One, you know what's the blessing at the end of the Mimuna? When you come, you know what they tell you.
Yeah.
Right? What do they say at the end of the Mimuna? No, they say Happy New Year. They say Shana Tova.
Oh, okay.
They say Shana Tova. And during the Mimuna in Morocco, Jews used to dress up like goyim. So we also have something which is to the contrary. And girls were allowed to hit on boys. I told you, you remember how the Iranians, present-day anti-Semitic Iranians, called the story of Esther?
Yeah, Holocaust.
Iranian Holocaust, right. And they say, I read the blog that organized, there was a demonstration in front of the mausoleum of Esther and Mordecai in Hamadan. You know they're buried in Hamadan. Iranians think that Hamadan is Shushan. Actually, it's not. It's, in the Bible, it's mentioned as Achmeta. It was the capital of Midian. Shushan is Susa, present-day Shush. Anyway, there was a great big demonstration in front of the Esther and Mordecai mausoleum. They burnt an Israeli flag that said Holocaust of 77,000 Iranians. And the blog that organized this demonstration said two things. One, the Jews eat body parts of Iranians on this day, and they call this holiday Jashne Irani Kushi, that is the holiday of the killing of the Iranians. And they also said something very interesting and very wrong. They said that the reason we Iranians go out on the 13th day of the year, on the 13th day of the Iranian year, the Iranian New Year starts on the exact second of the spring equinox and lasts for 13 days. On the 13th day, everyone goes out of the house, they have picnics in nature. Girls take the sprouts from the holiday table and throw it into the river, asking to find a good husband and to have a child next year. And the ones who don't have a husband yet are allowed to talk to boys. It's one of the customs that girls and boys can mix, which is, in that culture, promiscuity. And what they said is that we go out on the 13th day of the year because we remember that on the 13th day of Adar, what happened on the 13th day of Adar in the scroll of Esther? The Jews killed the Goyim, so we're escaping our homes in order to escape the Jews who are trying to kill us.